James Corden, it's great to see you again, my friend.
Dave, it's lovely to see you. It really, really is. And look, you've got a little Peter Rabbit there, and your dog, and your guitar. I'm touched.
It's all for you, my friend. You know, I'm calling this the sequel interview because, as you remember, I was part of the first one,
Yes.
and so now I went and watched our interview the other day. So I've got a couple of questions that I want to ask you that I didn't ask last time.
All right.
Starting with this one, who or what are you channeling as you voice Peter Rabbit?
I don't know what I'm channeling. It's hard to know. I think I'm channeling perhaps a more youthful and exuberant version of myself. His voice is slightly higher than mine, so slightly more here occasionally, but then occasionally goes down there. But yeah, mostly we're just trying to keep the fun in his voice. But I don't know if I'm, you know.
You don't want to. I know what you're doing.
I didn't spend 6 weeks living with a rabbit.
I get it, James. You know, I don't want somebody to see this. Like, hey, wait, like I'm just throwing a name out there. Like if Morgan Freeman was your inspiration, you'd be like, hey, wait a minute, what?
That would be a very different rabbit.
That would be a very different rabbit. All right, Peter is mischievous. You're a little bit, you know, you can be mischievous. I watch you nightly. What other similarities, if there are any, between yourself and Peter Rabbit?
Well, I think, yes, I think you're right that we are both fans of mischief. I would say the biggest similarity between us is I think we both think, well, I'd rather regret doing something than not doing something. You know, I think that's the key. And so, yes, that's probably what we think about most.
Rose, long time no see.
Not really.
I know. I'm joking. It's a joke.
I know.
Good to see you again. And
nice
Domhnall,
again,
it's
buddy.
always great to see you, my man. How you doing, bud?
I'm great. I think you're the first person to just nail my name. So I want to say thank you, Dave. We've met numerous times before, but you remembered and I appreciate it.
Well, the other thing too, Domhnall, you've met my mother who's listening to my right. And so I have to, I'm under adult supervision, so I have to get it right. Rose, tell me how much fun this was to jump back into this role.
So fun, and especially fun because we'd already done one of the movies. So I felt technically a little more confident because they're super technical with all of the heads of department and there's so many balls in the air that Will Gluck is juggling and everyone's juggling. And that first film was quite overwhelming, learning all the ropes. So this time I felt more confident with the technicalities of doing a movie like this.
And I love the energy and the excitement, like the entire cast. I talked to James earlier. The vibe of this cast in the film is awesome. So the pressure's on, Domhnall. I have to ask, are you as good of a gardener in real life? I didn't ask you this on the first movie. I'm asking you now, are you as good of a gardener as you seem to be in the film?
Whatever I touch dies. And that's not just gardening. That's across the board, Dave. So yeah, no, I'm no good in the garden, I'm afraid. No good at all.
We've shook hands and I'm still alive. So, you know, I mean, maybe I'm the exception.
You're dead inside. You just don't know it. And it's my fault. No. Sorry.
Hey, Mom, he's saying I'm dead. No, I'm just kidding. Rose, tell me about the magic of this story.
Well, it's obviously one of the greatest characters in children's fiction. You know, it's just magical, and I'm reading the books now to my kids. So to be part of that narrative, I think with this film, it's obviously very much a retelling of her stories, and particularly this one. You know, it's very funny, and Will really straddles that world of sophisticated humor for adults and big jokes for the kids. So it's a film that tonally is pretty unique like that.
All right, Elizabeth, I'm going to start with you. How do you go from the headspace that is Tenet back to Mopsy?
It takes a second. I was saying before, sometimes when I would come in to do Mopsy, it would take like a few lines for me to leave my adult self, brain problems, responsibility, blah, 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 at the door. Like Will would just kind of be like, she's a child with no responsibility. No responsibility. Got it. But that's the joy of our job, that we sort of have these drastic moves around the psychological globe. I'm just going to stop talking now.
No, that is like the best answer. Look, you got laughs from David and I. David, no spoilers in this interview. Nigel is something else. Are you the villain? Are you the bad guy? Is it spoiler free as you can answer?
You know, that I think it's indicative of how sweet and joyful Peter Rabbit 2 is, that you can't quite tell, am I the bad guy? I guess I'm the closest thing to a bad guy in this, in a sense. He certainly doesn't treat the rabbits with the respect that he should. But it was a lot of fun getting to play the maybe bad guy in Peter Rabbit 2.
Great answer. You both are just, I love how you're dancing around this and you're making it fun. The anticipation is there, yet not revealing. David, I'm going to ask you a technical question on this one. What are you looking at when you're filming your scenes? Like, you know, it's one thing, my mom and I watch this together. She's like, oh, there's real people. I'm like, well, yeah, that's the story. And so she was even asking me, what are you looking at when you're filming the scenes with the rabbits?
It's funny, you have these maquettes that are in the shape of the rabbits, and you know, you sort of hold them and you're sort of pretending it's them, but it's incredibly precise and specific. You know, the visual effects guys come in and go, no. You can't put your finger there. You can't put your finger there, because then that's where the ear is gonna be going. So you've got to put your and so you're trying to act being with a talking rabbit while someone is in your periphery looking at you like you know, like a head teacher, making sure that your hand is in absolutely the right place. So it's technically quite tricky, but also very silly at the same time.
Yeah, but you all have, so that, you know, made me think about something else. You have a lot going on, and additionally, you know, to the acting, you're also doing that. So Elizabeth, do you find that the voice acting, because some actors and actresses tell me it's more difficult than actually in-person acting because it's just you recording the lines. Is that true?
Well, I actually love it. I love it. I would do it all the time. I think I love it's just the bare bones of what you actually do as an actor, which is think something and say something, and you're so free. You don't have anything else sort of, you know, and I always go like, it's looking like such a grub, like half in what I've slept in. And, you know, I just love how free it is. And it's a huge contrast from what we usually do in front of the camera.
I love the honesty in today's chat with you both. You're just, it's awesome. I love it. All right, we're gonna have some fun here. Elizabeth, I'm gonna give you a second to think about this one because you can't say Mopsy. But David, if you had to pick a rabbit name for a day or a week or a month or whatever, what would be your rabbit name and why?
Sexy. I don't have to explain it, and I'm not going to.
Dude, that's a three-pointer right there. I love it, dude. That's great. Oh my gosh, that's good. Elizabeth, what would be your rabbit name besides Mopsy?
What can I do after that, really? You know, everything's so PG. I was going to say like carrots. I don't know. Like, what am I've already lost, so we're just going to carrot.
You know what? It's good enough for me. If you could have a rabbit name in real life just for a day or a month or a week or whatever, and it's not Peter. Yeah. David's name is Sexy, by the way. David Oyelowo just told me his rabbit name is Sexy, which was funny. Okay. Well, you know, what can you say? Tell me what James Corden's rabbit name is.
Well, we actually have a rabbit right here in this house. I'm in the basement of my house right now, and we have a rabbit, and that rabbit's called Lollipop. But me and my son always wanted to call the rabbit Keith, because we just thought, well, that's why don't we just have a rabbit called Keith? But so I'll go with Lollipop in honor of the very rabbit that is just a few feet away over there.
What happens to the rabbit after the interview?
Yeah,
like, get it in
exactly.
the cute and then just stick it in the bin? Because that would not surprise me with James.
And that's why I let you say that. All right, Domhnall, you're first. What's your rabbit name, my friend?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's too much pressure. Rose, say something funny. I can't think of anything funny.
My rabbit name, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank as well.
But that could be it. That could be it. I don't
name.
know. You would be the only rabbit named I don't know. I'm okay with that answer. Domhnall, you've had some extra time. What's up? Pick bubbly or something like that.
I don't know either. That's me.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah.
I don't know either. See,
Yeah.
you did have an answer for it. Okay, Rose.
Wear those t-shirts like with the point, like I'm with Steve.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know either. That'd be our thing. We get to hang out, which would be nice. So yeah.
Exactly.
David, tell me why this is the perfect movie to see in a theater with the family.
Because most people haven't been to a theater in over a year. And so to go and see one that is so full of joy and laughter and fun and talking rabbits, what else could you possibly want?
Elizabeth, you want to add to that?
No, I'm going to go with that. It's a strong answer. I'm going to go with A. Lock it in.
She phoned a friend and she went with it. Listen, I love you both. It's always a blast talking with each and every one of you. And I can't wait to see you both again in person. Fantastic work. This is a great movie. It's so much fun. And I can tell you had a lot of fun doing it. Again, great to see you both.
Thank
Nice
you.
to see you.
All right.
Bye, Dave.
Bye.